Welcome to ETH Daily, a daily briefing on the latest in Ethereum. CoinCensor plans to challenge OFAC in court. Aave confirms censorship of blacklisted addresses. Nucleo releases its privacy multisig to private beta, and Arbitrum adds support for Arbitrum Nova. All this and more from ETH Daily starts right now. Crypto policy nonprofit CoinCensor announced plans to challenge the Office of Foreign Assets Control's Tornado Cash sanctions in court. CoinCensor believes that OFAC has overstepped its legal authority by adding Tornado Cash smart contract addresses to its SDN list, potentially violating constitutional rights to due process and free speech. CoinCensor makes the case that Tornado Cash smart contracts are not an entity because no one has control over it. The smart contract automatically executes any request made by any user. Tornado Cash developers that launched the application have no ability to control which transactions are accepted by the mixer. Unlike an entity, a smart contract cannot file a petition to be removed from the SDN list. CoinCensor also notes that OFAC failed to mitigate foreseeable impacts of its actions as innocent users currently have USDC trapped in Tornado Cash. The nonprofit intends to work with other digital rights advocates to pursue administrative relief, including challenging OFAC in court. Cross-chain rollup bridge Arbitrum Finance has added support for Arbitrum Nova, a data availability chain by Off-Chain Labs. Users can now bridge from Arbitrum Nova to any of the 9 supported chains on Arbitrum. Transaction fees for bridging to and from Nova are currently less than $6 for Ethereum mainnet, and less than $2 on any of the other supported chains. Off-Chain Labs launched Arbitrum Nova last week as an optimized chain for gaming and social applications. The Layer 2 chain is built on the company's AnyTrust technology, which offers ultra-low-cost transactions by placing data availability off-chain. Off-Chain Labs' Arbitrum 1 chain is currently the largest rollup with close to $3 billion in total value locked. Galaxy Digital has terminated plans to acquire crypto custodian BitGo for $1.2 billion. Galaxy Digital claims that BitGo failed to deliver 2021 audited financial statements by July 31st of 2022. BitGo has since responded to the matter, stating that Galaxy's decision to terminate the merger is improper as the deal was not scheduled to expire until December 31st of 2022. BitGo is now seeking damages of $100 million from an unpaid termination fee and has hired Quinn Emanuel trial lawyers to hold Galaxy Digital legally responsible. Brian Timmons, BitGo's legal representative, stated that BitGo has honored its obligations thus far, including the delivery of the audited financials. He cited Galaxy's $550 million Q2 loss and plummeting stock price, which is currently down about 60% year to date. Aave has confirmed that it has integrated TRM Labs monitoring software on the Aave IPFS frontend. The software tracks and prevents blacklisted addresses from being able to use the application. According to Aave, the TRM API risk parameters identify all wallets that have interacted with Tornado Cash contracts post-sanction, including dusted wallets. Oasis also confirmed it is using a compliance vendor to ensure its hosted frontends comply with the latest rules and regulations. Initially, all historical Tornado Cash users were flagged as non-compliant by Oasis compliance vendor. The issue has since been corrected to only flag post-sanctioned Tornado Cash-tied addresses. Oasis is a front-end application for accessing MakerDAO CDPs. And lastly, Nucleo announced the private beta release of its privacy-focused multisig on the Aztec network. Nucleo proposes to provide privacy by default and optional transparency with auditability by way of viewing keys. Nucleo provides the privacy infrastructure for enabling private transactions, private DeFi, and private fundraising. Nucleo aims to provide organizations protection against exploits, front-running, and targeted phishing attacks by way of private managed multisigs. This has been a roundup of today's top news stories from ETH Daily. You can support this podcast by subscribing and leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts. Also subscribe to our newsletter at ethdaily.substack.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.